Is Adam from Trade with Precision, and welcome to this week's episode of Inside the Charts. So I'm going to start off here with the dollar index. I think at this point in time, it is important to maintain a higher time frame perspective. So I'm going to show you here the monthly chart for the dollar index. So the dollar index is now at the top of its range. Will it be breaking out of the range to the upside at this point, or will it be reversing and rejecting that? Well, there's a couple of things I want to take into account. Of course, anything can happen, but the likelihood to me is that before it breaks out, it does need to take a little bit of a break, especially when I look at it from a daily perspective. We really haven't had much of a decent retracement when we left the bottom and went all the way up to the top. This is quite a long way for the market to move without taking a bit of a breather. So it's a little bit overextended, a little bit tired. What I'm going to be looking for this week is initially at least a pullback down towards that 105 area, possibly a little bit further than that, possibly a 618 retracement. Let's have a look and see if that's going to be the case before it takes another run at that level. If I have a look at the euro dollar 4 hour, what I'm looking for here as well, because the euro dollar is also sitting in a monthly range, let's jump straight to that. You can see it's now sitting at a major support level around about that 1.05 area. So what I'm looking for this week is to see if, especially on that 4 hour, I'm looking to see if we start to get a bit of a move to the upside. There is some bullish divergence, so there is a hint of that, but that isn't necessary in itself enough. What I'm looking for here is to see we've gone sideways. We had a nice downtrend. We've gone sideways here. As I said, I'm looking to see if we break these highs. So specifically, I'll be looking for a break of the high over here. If that is the case, that would coincide with that dollar index taking a bit of a breather, and it would show me that the euro dollar is likely to head back up towards the 107, 108 area. Sterling this week as well, same thing. Please note it is a much stronger currency at the moment against the US dollar than the euro. It is down at a key level of support and resistance as well, and also has had a very big week, which means it is heavily overextended and therefore due for a bit of a correction. Certainly on the daily time frame, if nothing else, you can see that its true value here is lying closer to that 1.27, 1.28 area. So we could very well see a 50 fib retracement or 618 retracement there. Just again, want to reinforce this, having a look at the Aussie dollar, US dollar. You can see again it is sitting at the bottom of a range at a key price level. It could of course go a little bit further, but my point here is that all of them are overextended and due at least for a few days retracement correction. Dollar CAD is different in this respect. It has been ranging for a long time, but it has managed to break out, and I believe successfully, from its range, and the possibility here of it continuing to the upside is looking pretty good. Dollar yen as well, I really like the look of this from a monthly perspective. We had a really good correction down to the previous level of support. Prices taking off, looking pretty good. So for now, my expectation is that dollar yen will continue to move to the upside. It's retracing relatively often here. Nice little bullish candle this week could signal another attempt to resume and do another leg up. Now, gold. Gold is interesting to me because the question really is, has it, it's been overextended for a while, it's been in a bubble, it's finally done a weekly correction. The question is it finished with its correction for now on the weekly? In other words, will we see a nice bullish candle form this coming week? Or is it really only just beginning the monthly correction, which means that we have further downside? So this blue area I've highlighted highlights at least the shortest or earliest retracement or briefest retracement I would expect versus a much more reasonable one, even possibly down to retest this level of resistance as support. So a big move down towards the 20-period moving average if this is going to be a monthly correction. So if that is going to be the case, first of all, on the daily, you can see the candles getting smaller here. I am expecting this week to see the market retrace a little bit up. What it's going to do is reach the 50, 20, and 10. We're going to see if it finds some strong resistance there and if it continues down. So that is what I'm looking for this week. On the other hand, should it just shoot right up, straight over the moving averages, then to me it is likely that it has completed its correction on the weekly and is actually looking to take another leg up. I would say that the odds favor a much bigger correction to the downside. The Dow. So interesting, just noting here with the Dow, we've got this bearish candle that's just come in here as well. Considering the fact that we had one really big week and immediately we had a bearish week following that, I find that interesting. The same with the NASDAQ, almost gave back all of the ground that it made as a result of the US election. And so looking a little bit more bearish there. The Nikkei here struggling to break above this level of resistance. And so the reason I bring these up here as well, I want to have a look at the S&P 500, but just showing you here that the markets gave back a lot of what they made the previous week. So the market's not necessarily as confident at this time. We'll have to see if they can recover from that, but this is not necessarily a good sign, ladies and gentlemen. There's a bit of bearish divergence. This could be hinting at a little bit of a consolidation or even possibly a deeper correction. I would pay attention to this at this time. This is not something that really should have shown up. Interesting, as I said, looking at Alibaba this week, so just bringing this up to show a bit of, this has been one that is on my watch list because it had recently started to turn bullish. It is now had quite a strong correction. It's testing a level of resistance. This is what I'm looking for this week, a bullish recovery on this. Should we fall below this level, then for me, I think the likelihood of Alibaba recovering and going back into a bull market is pretty much back on ice. However, if we get a nice bullish candle here in this area, in this blue area, this is where I would see a potential, the basis for another leg to the upside. And one last note, just wanted to bring in the S&P here to compare this to both the Dow and to the NASDAQ. You can see it has also corrected much. However, I would say that it is now back against these previous highs. So, and it is in the 20-period moving average. So I'm going to put a level here. This is support and resistance. Will we see a recovery this week? Again, this could be something where it does recover. So as I said, we had a big response after post-election or during the week of the election. We gave a lot of that back the previous week, which is surprising. Now I want to see if we can hold and if it will continue to the upside. But I am noting some bearish divergence, lower highs on the MACD, higher highs on price, which could be or turn out to be a red flag. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to have a fantastic week. Remember to keep calm and carry on trading. I am Adam, and I will speak to you soon.